two superpowers, one planet, and a race to conquer the cosmos that almost ended in nuclear fire. This is the secret history of the space race, and most people only know half the story. It actually started in Nazi Germany. The V-2 rocket, built by scientist Werner von Braun using slave labor from concentration camps, was the world's first ballistic missile. When World War II ended, both the US and the Soviets raced into Germany with one mission: grab those scientists and that technology before the other side did. The Americans recruited von Braun himself under a secret program called Operation Paperclip, quietly burying his war crimes to gain his genius. The Soviets grabbed their own engineers and reverse-engineered captured V-2 rockets. The space race did not begin with dreams of exploration. It began as an arms race dressed in a spacesuit. In 1957, the Soviets dropped the first bombshell. Sputnik, a metal ball the size of a beach ball, became the first artificial satellite in history. Americans could literally look up at the night sky and see it passing overhead. The panic was immediate. If the Soviets could put something in orbit, they could put a nuclear warhead anywhere on Earth. Then in 1961, Yuri Gagarin became the first human in space, and the entire world watched the Soviets lead by a mile. But here is what the Soviets never told anyone. Gagarin had no control over his capsule. It was fully automated, and he was given a sealed envelope with a manual override code, only to be opened if ground control went silent, because nobody was sure he would come back sane. Kennedy responded with one of the boldest bets in political history. Before this decade is out, we will land a man on the moon. Privately, his own advisors told him it was nearly impossible. NASA did not even have the rockets yet. They had 8 years and essentially had to invent the future from scratch. Meanwhile, the Soviets had a secret moon program of their own. Their chief rocket engineer, Sergei Korolev, was the single most important person in the space race, yet his name was completely classified. The Soviet government hid his identity, fearing the Americans would assassinate him. When he died unexpectedly in 1966, their moon program collapsed. Their N-1 rocket failed 4 times, each explosion one of the largest non-nuclear blasts in history. On July 20th, 1969, Apollo 11 landed on the moon. Over 600 million people watched live. The Soviets jammed the broadcast in their own country and simply pretended their moon program never existed. For decades, they denied it. The files stayed classified until the Soviet Union collapsed. The space race gave us satellites, GPS, weather forecasting, and modern computing. But underneath the glory and the flags was a story of stolen science, hidden disasters, and 2 nations gambling everything on who could conquer infinity first. The race to space was never really about space, it was about power. And that part of the story they never put on a poster.